Hey church, this week for Midweek Minute, we are in the office, but in a slightly different place here in the office. And this one may also last a little more than a minute. I'm sorry, but you're used to that by now. Today, actually, for our moment of connection, I've got Mike Hendrickson here from our Board of Trustees. Mike is an amazing guy with, if you need to know a guy who knows a guy, Mike knows all the guys. And I'm excited that you're here with me because we've got some exciting stuff going on in our trustees part of the world, I think.
Well,
or at least I've heard some rumors on that front. And so I know you've got a special project going on right now. What is this project? What's the name of the project?
I'd like to call the project the Beacon Project because we have an opportunity to replace our current Beacon House, move and build a new building with proceeds from the sale of the Beacon House property as we know it now.
Well, very good. I think Beacon Project's a good name then. How long has this project been at least in its dreaming phase?
Well, I believe this really started when the house up on the corner was built. That owner approached Chris Galloway inquiring as to whether we would sell the adjoining property so that he could build homes for his two adult children.
Okay.
Because of my construction background and my contacts inside the construction community, I believe we can replace old for new and receive better at the same time and make this a cost neutral for the church.
Okay. What would, that actually sounds amazing, that we could take a space that's not designed for the resale shop environment, right? And create one that is.
Yeah, that's the whole intent and thinking behind this project is to have a new building that complements or is similarly configured and fashioned with the exterior of the buildings we now have at Martin.
Okay. We're gonna drop it.
Similarly configured and fashioned with the exterior of the buildings we now have at Martin.
Okay. We're gonna drop in a couple of pictures here in the middle with a potential elevation. Keep in mind it's a rough elevation as we get started, but then also what a floor plan might look like.
That's right. Presently, we're talking about a 2,400 square foot building that is framed in metal but clad on the exterior like this building, which is to say brick, veneer, and stucco.
Okay.
It would be 2,400 square feet in relatively open configuration. And in the floor plan, which we'll drop in, you'll see that we have a large space, about 1,600 feet, that is completely open, 800 square feet or so, which is a unisex bathroom, 3 fitting rooms, and a storage area. The thinking is that the inventory will be put at Beacon House will be put on rolling racks and moved in and out. Now we'll certainly have to have laundry facilities. We will not have a formal kitchen because that would boost the cost of the building project, but we'll have a sink, we can have a hot plate and a coffee maker.
Yeah. Well, and I think some of this layout, right, is not just Mike's thought on how it should come out, right? We've been in conversation with some of the Beacon House folks, right, to hear from them what works best and help them, invite them into the dreaming process here.
That's right. This is not a project solely for myself or the Board of Trustees. We would certainly welcome the input of those active Beacon participants and really the church at large. Now, we have to be careful here because we might have prime rib tastes and hamburger budget.
Fair. I think any of us engaging in any kind of, whether you're buying a car right now or buying groceries right now, we may have prime rib taste, and inflation has not been our friend. But I am overwhelmed with excitement. I think we talked in the very early stages. This was one of those dream cards that came in to the church back last fall when we asked people to dream God-sized dreams. And it was one that I didn't frankly have a whole lot of hope for, right? I thought, God does stuff that's beyond our imagining sometimes.
He
right?
certainly does. And when you told this to me, it became apparent because of my contacts and familiarity with what is possible that this could perhaps work.
And what an incredible joy that is, right? To take what has been a faithful part of our church and turn it into something new on a different part of our campus, right? And have brand new facility, new opportunity, and then have new life for that. Because
I see potentially that the Beacon Project fulfilled will help the church and its mission.
I know you guys have done some conversation with if there are additional proceeds from the sale that don't get spent on the new building, about potential opportunities for those in another part of our campus.
Well, there are many physical needs for the air conditioning systems through the church, and the needs at Coble House are great. So there are many opportunities to deploy any excess or surplus funds post-transaction.
We'll have more opportunity for more information and a chance to gather more at the Called Church Conference on June 25th. So know that if any questions have come up for you, that we'd love to hear them and be able to respond to them. We are at the stage in this process where what has started as a dream is coming closer and closer to reality. But know that there's some of these details that just aren't set in stone yet. And so we may not be able to give you the concrete answer that you're asking for. The Called Church Conference's purpose is to equip and empower our trustees to act on our behalf, to see this from idea that feels like it's this close through its final stages of contract negotiation and all of that, to make it from a dream to a possibility to a reality on our campus. Mike, again, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for helping us unpack and understand this a little more.
I'm very excited and pleased to be a member of this church.
Amen. We'll see you Sunday.